Did you know that studies have shown that dishonesty can actually rewire your brain, making it harder to tell the truth? Find out how in this eye-opening video. Yo, what up, fam? It's that man, Taj, the rapping detailer, and I'm back at you once again with another video. So listen, as we head into the future with technology booming, social media being the number one place to talk to people, more and more people are living in deceit today. If you look, like, scams are being put in our faces all the time. There's a whole bunch of videos going around where people are being exposed for cheating in their relationships. People are being exposed for being in the friend zone. I remember I saw a video not too long ago where the host asked a girl, it was a girl and a guy together, but the host asked the girl if her and the guy, what their relationship status was. And the girl was like, no, we're not together, we're just friends. And the guy came over there and he was like, I think the host asked the guy, and the guy was like, did she just deny that we were in a relationship? And he was drunk. He was kind of drunk, and he was, basically just distraught over it. Like, man, you don't know how much I needed you to ask this question so I could find out the truth. And come to find out, she was stringing this guy along for 6 months, basically saying that they were in a relationship, but it was more on the low. She didn't want nobody to know because she didn't really like him like that. And in my opinion, they were both lying to each other. She was lying to him. He was lying to her. That's usually lies attract lies. Or he was lying to himself. It was something in that nature. So a lot of that's going on. There's a lot of these shows happening where people are being exposed, right? People are, there's another show where people are, the interviewer will interview a couple and he'll say, go ahead and swap phones, or here, let me see your phone to see if the trust is there. And there's a lot of people being exposed for cheating. So there's that. You got all these mega stars being exposed, these politicians being exposed for being liars and traffickers, and it's just a lot of crazy stuff going on in the name of dishonesty and deceit. There's another thing, like this weather manipulation is being exposed. People are finding out that there's big money going around in the name of weather manipulation, and it's really wild out here. And there's a whole lot of consequences that's coming with all of that, because a lot of people are losing their hope and their faith and their trust. They're losing their trust in people who they looked up to most of their lives. I can remember somebody who I looked up to. He basically came at me with an opportunity, a so-called opportunity, saying that this opportunity was going to get me a certain type of exposure, and I had to pay a certain amount of money, and I paid it real fast because I trusted him. And come to find out, there was nothing that came out of it. And then I asked this person about it, and they basically just shrugged me off and gave me a BS answer. And I'm intelligent, so I'm like, okay, you scammed me. That's what happened. And I didn't tell him that. If he sees this video, maybe he'll know that I'm talking about him. But in my mind, I'm like, all right, I can't trust you anymore. You're not who I thought you were. You're not trustworthy anymore. So, in the back of my mind, it ruined our relationship because I trusted this individual. I thought that things were going to happen for me, and it was just a whole, in my opinion, it was just something to get some money he needed in order for him to do whatever he needed to do. And it wasn't a lot of money. It was enough, but it was enough to where as though I could have paid some bills with it. You feel me? So, there's a lot of that crazy stuff going on. So you'll lose your trust, being dishonest to other people. They might not even tell you. They might not even tell you that you did them dirty, but they'll keep it in the back of their mind, and they'll get you back. So you better be careful out here. There are legal consequences to people being dishonest out here, as you can see in the media. I won't say no names, but there's a lot of people getting arrested for all kinds of big crimes, and it's wild out here because being dishonest can damage your reputation, and it seems like people not even caring about the future. They're not even caring about who they affect. It's really weird, the things that are going on in the name of dishonesty and deceit. It's wild. And I'm learning that another consequence of being dishonest is that it could damage your mental health. It could give you mental health disorders. If you think about things like shame, things like guilt, things like anxiety, like these things can weigh on your head and weigh on your mind, and basically it can make you older. It can stress you out and make you look beyond what your age is. So you got to think about that. And being dishonest can also make you miss opportunities in the future, because like I said, there's a trust factor that comes with this. And if you have a reputation of not being trustworthy, then the word's going to get around, and people aren't going to want to work with you. They're not going to want to build relationships with you. They're not going to want you in their spaces. All right. And we're not talking about, haters or anything like that, because there is an aspect of that, whereas though people can hate on you and lie on you, but the truth always normally comes out. There's people who lie on people, and then, the truth will reveal that the person who lied on the person is really the liar. The person who tried to make the other person out to be deceitful, karma comes around and shows that they were really the ones who was dishonest, and then it comes back to bite them. And there are people who will try to stand on these things for years, and then the truth will come out, and this person will be rectified and blooming like a flower, and your friends will turn around, or the people who trusted them will turn around and be like, I thought you said that this person was like this, but this person ain't like this. This person is like that. This person is not what you tried to make this person out to be. What's up with that? You the real janky one, right? There's a lot of that going on too. So, let me tell you how people's dishonest nature can basically alter their brains, right? Because, dishonesty and lying is connected to neurotransmitters which release dopamine, right? So all of this dopamine put out here from your dishonesty and your deceit, it can reinforce bad behavior. It can reinforce habits and a cycle of dishonesty. If you ever heard of a habitual liar, that's where that comes from. Somebody has a habit of lying. They're habitually telling lies. They're habitually telling dishonest opinions, I should say. I don't want to call them facts. They're habitually putting deceit out there, and it changes your brain's reward system, making it harder to resist telling the lie. So you can actually train your brain to be addicted to telling lies. Your brain turns into, it's almost like doing drugs, or doing something that eating a certain food like sugar. It can make you become addicted to this thing to where as though you can't resist doing it. You become a freaking liar. And additionally, studies show that repeated acts of this dishonesty, it really desensitizes your brain's response to negative consequences. So like I said, like you'll feel guilt, you'll feel shame, your moral compass can be weakened. You start to become more evil. You start to become more deceitful, more like somebody that is considered a bad person. If you think of it in the ways of like good and evil, or God and the devil, if you think of it in those terms, God is more of the honest one, the devil is more of the deceitful one. And your brain starts to ignore the God voice. Your brain starts to ignore that angel that's sitting on your shoulder, that's whispering in your ear. You'll start to hear more of the bad. You'll start to hear more of, we're going to do this to get over on somebody. We're going to do this to escape consequence. We're going to do this so that, we're going to bring harm to other people. Things like that, And, you can, it's almost like what's happening with instant gratification, right? You train your brain to prioritize short-term gains over long-term ethical considerations, and it all leads to the erosion of your integrity, and it all leads to you being a liar. And it can make, like I said, it can make you look old, it can make you look stressed, it can make you the scum of the earth. And this is why a lot of relationships are dying. This is why a lot of people are becoming unbelievable in a lot of ways. This is why a lot of people can rise to the top and then fall flat on their face from certain lies and certain things that they've done behind the scenes. We've seen so many examples of that. I don't have to name them, but you get my drift. So listen, I challenge you, family. I challenge you to reflect on your actions and challenge your intentions, to write out things that may have been hindering you, write out things that have been weighing on your mind, because in my opinion, we're all guilty of telling lies. We're all guilty of being dishonest. And there are people who are more dishonest, there are people who are less dishonest. But if you want to choose the path of being more dishonest so you can build trust, so you won't be in any legal issues, so you can build a good reputation, so you won't have any mental health disorders, and you won't miss any opportunities. If you want a good life like that, then I challenge you to challenge your intentions. Go write down things that you may have been dishonest about, write out why, and try to rectify that. If you need to apologize to people. If you need to practice being more honest, then do that, rather than continuing to walk down that dark path, because eventually you're gonna meet a wall and you're gonna hit it at 100 miles an hour with no seatbelt, and that's gonna be it. So fam, that's about it. I appreciate you for tuning in. Just remember that being prepared eliminates fear, and being aware makes everything clear. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm out of here. Peace.